Okay, we looked earlier at multiplying fractions and we saw that we just multiply numerators and multiply denominators. We're going to add in today when we've got mixed numbers. So sometimes our fractions look a bit like this. So I've got 1 and 1/3 multiplied by 2/5. Now before I can do the multiplication, what I need to do is this mixed number, I need to turn it into a top-heavy fraction. So that means I need to know how many thirds I have altogether. In the whole number I have 3/3, plus I've got 1 here, so altogether I have 4/3. Then I'm multiplying by 2/5. Same as before, I'm going to check if I can simplify. So there's nothing on the top and bottom that I can simplify there. So I'm just going to multiply, tops 4 times 2 is 8, and the bottom 3 times 5. 3 times 5 is 15. So I'm left with 8/15, and that is fully simplified. Okay, so let's try a couple more like this, and you might want to take a note of them. Okay, 1/3 times 1 and 2/5. So I've got a mixed number. I'm going to convert that to a top-heavy fraction. My third can stay as is. And I need to work out how many fifths I've got altogether here. So in a whole number I'll have 5/5, plus I've got 2 here, so altogether I've got 7/5. We're going to multiply tops and bottoms, first checking if there's any cancelling I can do. I can't see any there, so 1 times 7 is 7, 3 times 5 is 15, I'm left with 7/15. Okay, let's try one more. So this time we'll have 2 1/4 multiplied by 1 3/5. Now I've got 2 mixed numbers here, so I need to convert them both. So each whole number has 4 quarters. So 2 whole numbers gives me 8 quarters, plus I've got 1 there, so altogether I've got 9 quarters. And here I've got 1 whole number gives me 5/5, plus I've got another 3 here, which gives me 8/5. And just double check here that you have converted correctly at this point, so checking that the denominators are the same as they were in the original question. And then I'm looking for any cancelling. I see here, good, these are both in the 4 times table, so I'm going to go ahead and divide them. I can't see any other cancelling, so I'm just going to go right ahead and multiply the tops. 9 times 2 is 18, and 1 times 5 is 5. Now, as I was given this as a mixed number, I'm going to convert my answer to a mixed number. It's top-heavy. The numerator is bigger than the denominator, so I know that I have more than 1 whole number. I need 5/5 to get a whole, so I could get 3 lots of those, because 3 wholes is 15/5, which means I have 3 left over. Remember, if you're not sure about converting between top-heavy and mixed numbers, you check a separate video for that. So we've got 3 3/5. Let's try another. Okay, we're going to do 4 1/3 multiplied by 1 4/5. So 4 1/3 is 13/3. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. 1 4/5 is 9/5. 1 times 5 is 5, plus the 4 is 9. Before I multiply, I'm going to check if I can cancel, and I see that these both divide by 3, so I'm going to go ahead and divide them by 3. I can't do anything with the other numbers, so I'm going to go ahead and do the multiplication now. So 13 times 3, that's 39, and 1 times 5 is 5. And again, it's top heavy, so I'm going to convert it to a mixed number. So how many 5s are in 39? Well, I've not quite got 8 because 8 5s would be 40. So I can definitely get 7 in. 7 5s would be 35, which means I would have 4 left over. So I've got 7 whole numbers and 4 fifths. Okay.